Millions of years ago, the Megalodon shark was one of the scariest creatures to ever lurk in our seas. And even before that, the Mosasaurs reigned supreme, terrorizing every ocean creature in sight. Both these creatures were the apex predators in their separate eras. But what would happen if they had lived during the same time and fought? Before we begin our main event, let's look at the tail of the tape. Weighing in at 60 tons, 66 tons, you have the Megalodon. This giant shark is 25 m in length, 82 feet, and swims up to 17 meters per second, 55 feet per second. Watch out for its bite, as it has a force of 278,000 kilopascals, 40,000 psi. The Mosasaur is disadvantaged in almost every aspect. It's shorter by 5 meters, 16 feet. It's about 1/4 of the Megalodon's weight, and it has only about half of the bite power of the Megalodon's mighty jaws. But will the Mosasaur be able to make up for it with its increased maneuverability? Let's find out. The Megalodon begins by hunting for its prey. Since it never had any foes, it will be the initial aggressor in this battle. The Megalodon's hunting style relies on sneaking up beneath its prey and quickly attacking. The shark spots the Mosasaur near the top of the water, since that's where it mostly hunts its prey. The Mosasaur, as a reptile, also comes up for air every hour. The Megalodon approaches the Mosasaur, but as it begins to open its mouth, the Mosasaur is able to dodge it. This is because, unlike the Megalodon, the Mosasaur has defensive traits. Although it was the apex predator in its time, Mosasaurs would also hunt each other. This means the Mosasaur knows how to fight, and with that skill, it's just able to narrowly dodge the Megalodon's initial attack. Right now, the Megalodon is confused. After all, it never had to win any sort of battle, unlike the Mosasaur. This is a rude awakening for the shark. As the Megalodon is confused, the Mosasaur is able to sneak away quickly. Using its defensive traits, the Mosasaur uses this time to find some cover in hopes of getting the upper hand on the Megalodon. The Mosasaur's forward-facing eyes make it easy to spot the Megalodon. This means the Mosasaur has binocular vision, like a bird. As the Mosasaur stays in hiding, it waits for the Megalodon to get close enough. Finally, it strikes. Since the Megalodon's body is far too big for the Mosasaur to bite, the Mosasaur attacks one of the Megalodon's fins. And despite the Megalodon being such a massive, intimidating creature, the Mosasaur is able to chew through it quite easily. That's because the Megalodon is made out of soft tissue and cartilage. The only hard part of its body is its teeth. As the Mosasaur bites into the shark's fin, the Mosasaur might expect the Megalodon to either retreat or die. But since the Megalodon shark is so massive, it won't give up just yet. With the Mosasaur chomping on its fin, the Megalodon knows where the reptile is. At this point, the Mosasaur is trying to swim away, and it can swim as fast as it wants to, but despite being injured, the Megalodon is faster and will be able to catch the Mosasaur. The Megalodon opens its mouth and quickly chomps down on the Mosasaur. No, the Mosasaur is down for the count, and the new champion of the seas is the Megalodon. Unfortunately, the Megalodon won't be able to comment for its post-fight interview. That's because this win wasn't without consequences. The Megalodon took quite a beating, more than it ever experienced before. This battle with the Mosasaur was unlike anything the giant shark had faced in its lifetime. For millions of years, the Megalodon had ruled the oceans without opposition. It was a master hunter, a creature so fearsome that few dared to challenge it. Yet, the Mosasaur, with its cunning and agility, had given the shark a fight to remember. As the Megalodon swims away from the battle site, it can feel the pain from the deep wound on its fin. The powerful jaws of the Mosasaur had left a brutal mark, tearing through the soft tissue and cartilage. Blood seeps into the water, creating a trail that smaller predators could follow. Normally, the Megalodon wouldn't have to worry about such things. It was too large and dominant for anything to pose a real threat. But with a significant injury like this, it might find itself in a vulnerable position. Depending on how bad the bite is, the shark may bleed out. If the Mosasaur had managed to bite deep enough to sever critical arteries, the Megalodon's fate could be sealed. Blood loss would weaken it, slowing its movements and making hunting difficult. The open wound could also invite parasites and infections, further endangering the massive predator. In a world where only the strongest survive, even a king of the ocean could fall if it were weakened enough. Despite these risks, the Megalodon is no ordinary shark. Its sheer size and resilience give it a strong chance of survival. If the bleeding stops in time, the shark might be able to recover. Megalodons were built for endurance, capable of traveling vast distances in search of prey. If it can find food soon, a whale, perhaps, it may be able to regain its strength. However, the injury might change the way it hunts. Without full use of its fin, the Megalodon's speed and maneuverability could be compromised. This could force it to adopt a different hunting strategy, relying more on ambush tactics rather than chasing down its prey. Instead of launching fast, surprise attacks from below, it may have to rely on injured or slower prey to sustain itself. But if it manages to survive, it will continue on, being the one true apex predator of the ocean. Even wounded, the Megalodon remains the most dominant force in the sea. No other creature comes close to matching its size, power, or sheer biting force. Over time, the wound will heal, though it may leave a scar as a reminder of this legendary battle. The ocean is a harsh and unforgiving place, but the Megalodon has proven time and time again that it is the ultimate survivor. Whether slightly weakened or at full strength, it will continue to reign supreme, reminding every creature in the deep that it is still the ruler of the seas. Now that the Megalodon shark has won this battle, I wonder how it would fare against humans?